If you tune the pruners up right, even very inexpensive ones will work real well. In this case, we have some surface rust here, and this cutting edge is somewhat dull. So what we want to do first off is just get the dirt and trash off of it. So what I'm going to do is use this wire brush over here, and when you're using this or any of the rotary tools, you always want to wear safety glasses.
Okay.
And I wear them all the time. I always have my sign. So what we can do is and you can see how it's getting some of the rust off. Okay, we will disassemble these and to get on the back side of these blades. So these have two retaining screws here. This one is a clamp which keeps it from getting too loose. And if you look down here, you can see a little bit of a gap here. And that means that these blades aren't going parallel to each other real well. Okay. So it has a crushing action instead of a shearing action.
Oh, I can tell you from experience that is true.
So what we'll do is we'll clean up these faces, flatten this back surface to make sure we have two good parallel lines running, and then we'll sharpen them and reassemble them. So let me get some tools here to do that with.
Did you ever have it where it's rusted so much you can barely get those off?
Well, that's why you got some rust blaster and stuff.
Okay.
Penetrating oil. Yes, you can get them that badly rusted, so.
Okay, so you didn't really remove it, you just loosened it enough that that thing can be turned out of the way. Okay.
Normally I'll have a magnetic parts dish here, which will, when any tools I take off, they'll go into the magnetic tray so they don't get lost.
That's smart.
So these come apart, and what you want to look at is how the pieces go together again. See, this has a shoulder on it, and that would go up through here, and then the shoulder would match on this part of it. So when you're doing this, it always helps to take some pictures as you go to have a better idea how it came apart. Now, if you look at this, we'll shine it up a little bit. Some of the times these will actually come off of a pin, so you just use the blade by itself. So let me get it. But when you're using a wire brush like that, you want the brushes to go down across the sharp edge.
Okay.
If you go up this way, you're going to knock this edge off.
Okay.
So it'll just cause you more work in the long run. And this is called the anvil. So again, to do that, we're going to just run it through there. We got that pretty cleaned up there. Mm-hmm. And then again, we're going to run down across it so we don't erode it. So what we'll do is then take, and we want to flatten these to make sure they're absolutely flat. So this is a diamond hone with different size grits. The lower the number, the more coarse it is. So This 600 is extremely fine for giving you a very good sharp surgical edge, whereas a 2 will take a lot of material off initially. And see, what I'm trying to do is get this to be flat and this whole edge here to be flat, so I have one smooth cutting surface here, so I have a good shear surface right here on this little piece. So the more I do this, the sharper it'll be. What I'll want to do eventually when I see that is this edge will be bright, shiny steel all along here, and I know it's all flat.
Got it. Because it's making contact with the, once it's flat. Okay.
I'll do the same thing with this one. If you look at this edge, see we're flat here and this bevels off? That's why your blade doesn't contact real good with the anvil. You can see just the little deflection there. That should be all perfectly smooth there. So what happens, sometimes people hit this and then they hit that thinking they're sharpening it. And what they really do is create a gap there that ends up crushing the stem instead of shearing it. And you can see where it's starting to come up now. This should be all shiny here, and you can see, but we still got this really bad erosion here. So and what I'm going to do is, if you want to switch that off, I'm going to put a belt sander on and we'll get it done quick. What you want to look at, you see they'll have arrows on the side, which is the way the belt traverses. So when I'm doing this, I want the sharp edge away from there. If I have it this way, there's a joint here, and if it catches that, it'll just cut the thing right in half.
Ah, got it.
So you see how we're doing. We're developing a flat spot here, and you can see we still haven't gotten down to that edge. So the way you correct that is either one, take more material off this side, or you grind more off of this side to get it to mate right. You can see how that's just has been eaten away, and that could have been somebody trying to sharpen it from that side, or if the tools aren't cleaned regularly, the plant sap and dirt will sit there and it'll act just like sandpaper and take the edge off of it. Take some more material off of this and try to get it down. I think we can take a lot of that other off from the other side without getting it too much thinner, but if you want to feel that, it's very hot, and that's why I use my fingers there, so when it gets too hot, I don't want to lose the temper on it. Okay, when I go to putting that edge on there, what I'm going to do is lock down as much as possible so that I'm not trying to do it up here. I want it to be a controlled grind. So I will hold it down in my lap so it's good and tight.
Okay.
The other thing is, with a variable speed Dremel tool, you can lose control of it if it spins too fast. If it spins too slow, it'll stall and won't cut. So you need to be sort of happy with it. And if you look on the side of this, this tells me the direction that the stone is turning. It also tells me when I push the tone down, the stone's going to run in that direction on me. Okay. So I can anticipate what's going to happen when I touch that down.
Okay.
So it's, so you don't get any surprises with it. Is when I'm sharpening, I always like the sparks to go over the sharp edge. If the sharp sparks are running this way, I can run over that edge and just round it right off real quick.
Okay.
So you always want the stone chasing away from the sharp edge.
Okay.
And we're still not back all the way, but if you want to feel that, you'll feel a little burr. That's telling you you're getting down to a smooth edge on that. So we'll take a little bit more off. See if we can chase back to that line.
Okay.
We're almost there. And when you feel that burr again,
yeah, that's what you're saying. It's like a little ragged edge.
Yeah, and what happens eventually, that will break off. So what I want to do is just take a very fine stone and take that burr off, because that burr will then dull the other side. Anyway, that's pretty close to it. We can still take a hair off. There's still. We can try putting these back together now.
This is where you got to remember how you took it apart to begin with.
Yep. Okay, see we have a round hole there. So that'll be your pivot point. That's how that goes in. Putting your blade back in, or your spring back in. And then this will come up. So I've got the shoulders now, it will rotate with it.
What kind of oil is that?
Baby oil.
Ah, okay.
And what you want to do when you get done is, these are grits, different Scotch guard grips. When you get done, if you have some oil on that, and you can polish, use it to remove all the dirt and plant sap so you don't get it built up on your tool. You want to be careful when you're doing that you don't run your hand against the sharp edge.
Right. So I use this like when I'm done,
Yeah.
like on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, anyway, that should be good to go. And then if you want to polish this up, there's let me get a rubber tip and do that. What this is a hard rubber, and it's got an abrasive in it. And if you look at your metal there, down here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, pretty.
Anyway, that'll.
All right. Go outside and give them a try.
Yep.